Welcome to another issue of Blathercast Comics, where we talk about comic books, pop culture, and other general blather. I'm John.
And I'm Dave.
So, sorry everybody for missing y'all last week. I was in the hospital, and that kind of sucked. But I'm back, so carry on. You can all breathe a sigh of relief, even though you had no idea what was going on and probably don't care about me at all anyways.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, I mean our viewers, listeners, it's not like they know me, you
Oh, they're
know.
starting to.
Yeah, I guess,
They
but
don't want you
it's
to
not
be
like
in the
I've
hospital.
it's not like I've given anybody a good squeeze on the rear though.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Me neither, though. So, you know.
So
Uh,
there's that.
well, I was gonna I didn't. I was like, do I say something? So I didn't say anything because.
Yeah, I mean it's nobody's business really,
Yeah,
so
right. I was
I
like,
appreciate that.
yeah. So,
You'd be breaking HIPAA laws if you would have said anything.
hippos. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, HIPAA laws, Health Information and Portability and something Act. I don't
Health
know,
information and porn.
something like that. Yeah.
Ah, that's what I
Yep.
thought.
Yep. So I wanted to talk about the nail. I haven't. I only read the first story. So there's two arcs in this
So there's
book.
the nail and another nail, right?
Yes. Yep. And I'm gonna thumb through a couple of these. Um, a couple pages that I thought that I really liked. Um,
Okay. That's a
so
nice hardcover.
yeah, I love it. So on the first page here, you can see the nail, right? And basically, the story is Martha and John have a nail in their tire. And this is the day, as you can see in the panel on the bottom, that Superman lands on Earth. John's like, "Do you want me to fix this nail so we can get things done? And she's like, "Let's stay home and do some hanky panky instead."
Oh,
So Superman does not get found by Martha and John Kent. And a crisis happens. And I really dug like the world goes crazy. There's all these meta the world goes crazy. They're against people with metahumans. They're against all the metahumans. And Batman in the beginning of the book gets his butt kicked by the Joker. And also Robin or Nightwing and Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, get get killed. And Batman ends up killing the Joker, but it's right outside Arkham, and like the whole media sees it, and it just plays into the metas are bad, you know, narrative that the media is pushing, and Lex Luthor, of course. But I really love like this panel with Batman, and he's just so broken, and I just love the look on his face. He's just like losing it, and I really dug that. I mean, I like Batman, but it's nice to see a vulnerable side of him. It's terrible that that's what it took, but he's just like, oh my god. I mean, he looks like he needs a crying closet or something.
yeah, that's a great panel.
And then they reveal, of course, at the end of the first story, they do reveal where Superman did end up. You know, because the story ends. This first story ends with Superman saving the day,
Oh, okay.
which I think is. I don't really think I'm spoiling it because it's pretty obvious at the beginning that Superman's there because they showed his rocket landing. You know what I mean? It's like little foreshadow.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not spoiling anything. I am going to spoil one thing now, though. Just one. A little thing. But only because I thought it was awesome. I just got to find it here. Sorry, I should have marked these before we started. So, Superman actually gets found by like Amish or Mennonite family or something like that, or Amish family. That's Superman. And I just thought that was badass. I
That
just
is pretty cool.
I like the Amish, and then he has this whole struggle with I'm not fighting anybody, and you know that was I don't know, it was a whole new dynamic, you know, of Superman, and then his adoptive parents get killed, and that's when he kind of steps up. But
I think I might read this.
it is a
This seems super interesting.
fantastic book. I really liked it. And it was good without Superman. And then the way that the villain plays the Justice League against each other.
Hmm.
I'm not going to tell you who the villain is because that would kind of spoil it. But it's is a good story. You know, is a good story. Very good. So something else, and I want to share this with you. Happened while I was in the hospital, and I have no idea how it happened. I think it's just bad luck, but my bookcase collapsed.
Oh man.
So all my hardcovers are on the floor. So when I'm feeling a little better, I think I'll have to. I'm obviously going to have to fix that, but that just sucked.
Yeah, that really sucks. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, terrible. All right, so what did you want to talk about today?
Oh, so I guess I'll talk about a little bit of Action Comics 1000. Um, Probably it's not very fresh in my head anymore. But so like, Action 1000 was an $8 square bound book. I had ordered over 100 of them, and by Wednesday they came in. Or Tuesday they came in. I did the pull bags, and then Wednesday, was the day that they were on sale. I almost ran out Wednesday, and then by Thursday morning, like Thursday opening up the store, they were gone. Every cover, everything. So it was a huge success for my store. And looking at Diamond now, all the covers are sold out except I think the Jim Lee cover.
Is that the
So
regular cover, the Jim Lee
yeah,
cover?
yeah, that's the one I got you. Uh,
The one that is boring and boring.
well, I didn't know if you like Jim Lee or not. I just thought maybe you'd
I
want the
do
regular
I
one.
do like Jim Lee. I just wanted to read it, so I didn't I had
You don't
thought
care about covers a lot of times. You're just a reader, right?
yeah, so I had actually thought about telling you I wanted one of each,
Yeah.
but I was
Because
like I didn't think about it until about 2 days before it was supposed to be out, and I was like it's probably too late for that.
yeah, I could have done it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah.
It
But
doesn't
but
matter.
so
And then the other thing I thought was I know that they weren't all going to be selling for cover price, right?
no, all of them sold for cover price. The only one that I sell the books for cover price plus a discount. So but no, everything was cover price. All of them. There weren't any special ratios or anything. There was no hoops that I had to jump through or anything. It was literally like order whatever you want. You know. So
Wow,
there's no,
that's seems like a way better way to do business.
yeah, it was super successful for me, and it's super successful for DC. It was 1,000 issues. It's his 80th year anniversary as well. I think it was actually to the day that it came out in 1938. So I think they got it like perfectly lined up, and I thought that was pretty cool.
So you totally whiffed on ordering, is what you're saying.
I would say that on an $8 book, I ordered responsibly, and I'm happy with the results. But I could have probably doubled my order and been fine. So sometimes you don't know these things.
That's a
You know, you
pretty
do.
that's a pretty heavy order. I mean, how often do you order 100 copies of something?
Yeah, I ordered like over 100. I think it was a total of like 130. No, I don't. I don't often. I think the last time I ordered 100 books was uh, DC Rebirth, the one shot special that reset everything. I ordered, I think, just 100, and I was out of it within like a week. It was 80 pages for $3. I mean, I mean, it's not if you go into the store, it's not that much of a risk, and it's 80 pages, so that's really cool. I think that's the way to do it. If you want to get people to read your stuff, keep the price down, give them good content, then you'll get them to buy all the other stuff if it's good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I really appreciate that a lot of their books are still $2.99.
yeah, I mean a lot of them are starting to switch over to the $3.99 price point because they're going monthly. But you know, even Marvel, like a lot of their books, like X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue, they ship twice a month. They're $4. Then you get like a 25th anniversary or 25th issue number, and it's a $5 book. And then you get an annual that's a $6 book or a $5 book. And then there's a wedding special coming up, you know, and all that. So Marvel really pushes the price points a lot. And DC seems to be like, these are $3 books, these are $4 books, annuals are $5 books. We might do a special here and there, like they did the Swamp Thing special, and I think that was like a $8 book or whatever. But
I think eventually with Marvel, the money mouse will come in and figure out how to maximize sales better.
yeah, you'd think.
I mean, Disney is pretty good at making money, so I think they'll.
Yeah, I think Marvel is really mismanaged in that sense right now. I think they're mismanaged, and I think the editorial staff really needs to change. But anyway, talking about action, I think Bendis is over DC now. This was Bendis's first story. It was the last story of the action book. What I noticed about the action book, it was like Superman's usually full of hope, and he's not such a downer. And a lot of the stories were kind of downer stories. You know, they're kind of
Now,
yeah.
you're not the first person I've heard say this, and I agree to a point.
Mhm.
However, the theme that I got from the whole book, throughout the whole book until maybe the Bendis story, was the real hope, and the real hero is mankind.
Yeah, I mean, Superman's the greatest strength is his humanity. I think that's true.
Right,
I
but
think like he
Superman
has all these
himself said it over
superpowers.
and over again in the stories.
Yeah, but he still seemed kind of down. Like it was still kind of depressing in a couple you know, in a couple of the scenes. I really
Yes.
liked
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree with you. Um, I really liked the second story, which is Tomasi and Gleason, who are the Superman creative team, which they're finishing up their run. They did Superman 45, and that was a really good read. I loved it. It was a good end to their series. I think they have a special Superman special coming out soon, and I think they're done with the character. So Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason, I think they're gonna be sticking around as a creative team together. So I think they're really good. If you're looking for books to read, I think they're a really good team to look out for. But the Bendis story, I think I was surprised because it was like better than any of the Bendis stuff that I've read in a long time. It was better than like a Riri Williams Iron Man book. But like looking back on it, it was 12 pages. They spent a lot of time joking about the red trunks. And I was kind of like,
They did, and that is,
that's Bendis. Like that's Bendis's like
yes.
personality coming through to the writing, I guess. I don't know. He does that a lot, but I really repeating something over and over again doesn't make it more funny to me. Like I don't know. I think it would have been maybe just one little line about it would have been kind of funny and a little bit of a joke about the red underwear, but
Yeah, it was in the 12 pages. I think the joke was made like 4 times.
yeah, it was a little too much to me. But the book sets up something kind of cool. Was this character that I don't remember the name of because I don't have the book in front of me, but he's like eradicating all of Kryptonians, and he had something to do with the destruction of Krypton, and that's going to kind of change and shift things for Superman's um, backstory, I guess. So I thought that was kind of a cool setup, and then Bendis will be doing the Man of Steel miniseries, which is a weekly series starting at the end of May, and then he'll be jumping on to Action Comics 1001, and Superman's going to get a new #1. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't think he did there wasn't a lot of story to be like, he's going to ruin Superman, but I thought it was interesting enough. I just don't tone it down on the jokes a little bit, and I would be fine with it.
Yeah, that got me excited. I'm definitely going to have Man of Steel in my bag for sure.
You want to do the weekly one, or
Little sales there for you.
I know, I know. I always get confused when you're like, "Oh, I want this and that," and then I forget to write things down, and that's good.
See, if I hashtag in the bag, you can just search it on Twitter.
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly.
All right, so you wanted to talk about the Terrifics too, right? Mr. Elastic Johnson, right?
Yeah, the Elastic Johnson guy. So, you didn't have a book you wanted to talk about?
No, I just wanted to talk about the nail. I have
I'm
been
gonna get one for myself. I think now that you mentioned it, that was a good sales pitch by you.
so I finished reading, or not finished, but I've been catching up on the Flash, and I've really been enjoying it. I liked um that particular story, The Button. I think
Yeah,
anybody who missed the New 52 but likes the Flash and read Flashpoint, that is almost a perfect place to pick up on it. Because it's like it comes right out of Flashpoint, pretty much. I mean, they go back to Flashpoint, sort of.
yeah. It's like the by the end of Flash, that is. It's like the kind of like a sequel or kind of like that, and it's a little bit of continuation of the DC Rebirth one shot special that started this all too with Doctor Manhattan and all that. But yeah, it's been obviously months since I read that storyline, but I really dug. I love the Flash comic monthly book.
Yeah, anyways, I've got the current arc to read, otherwise I'm caught up with the Flash, and I'm loving that book. Also, it's fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands into Days of Hate issue 4, which I picked up yesterday. So the books I picked up yesterday, I picked up the big hardcover. Uh,
The Superman book, right?
yeah, the big hardcover Action Comics.
Yeah.
The latest issue of the Flash and Days of Hate. And okay, yeah, we can go right into. Oh, I've been reading terrific Choker by Ben Templesmith. which I can't remember who wrote it. He did the art. It's a detective story, and he has something weird going on with his hand. Like he can't control his hand, and he has to drug his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kicked. The main character was kicked off the force, and the cops are super corrupt. But his life is just sucked since he got kicked off the force, and he's been a PI, and like he really doesn't like that work. And they offer him a job back with the force if he can find this fugitive. And I'm about halfway through that, and I'm liking it so far.
What? So what was that? Where did that come from? Who published that, or was that self-published?
I think that's IDW. I think.
Okay.
Uh,
What do
the
you? Are
the
you funding any Kickstarters or Indiegogos or anything currently?
well, I just recently did Jimmy Pilates and latest Kickstarter, but that's over.
Ah. What?
Um,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I saw something like that.
I'm pretty excited about that because I did the level. You get the book signed or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
then they say that they just fill a big box full of crap from their house and send it to you. And that's the reward. And I'm like, ooh, mystery box. So
They're
I'm,
just like they're just like just like picking things around the house and wrapping it up. Like
yeah,
the
they're
old
like,
lady in Christmas Vacation, she like wraps up her cat, and gives it as a present.
I really hope I don't get a cat, but
Yeah, that would suck.
I'm pretty excited to see what comes in this box. Then I'm doing the Jawbreakers, which everybody can hop on. You've got 7 days left, I think, but really like. I really hope they hit the next stretch goal because that is basically the whole Jawbreakers collection. Then, if you get it, and with these stretch goals, the thing that's cool about this is like when I first did it, because I did it before they hit any of the stretch goals,
Oh yeah.
and it's like $25, and you get a 50-page book, and it's like that's kind of steep for a 50-page book.
Mm-hmm.
And then their next stretch goal was to make that a cardstock cover, and
Yeah,
then
they're getting up all the way to like a graphic novel now. That's
and
Diversity in Comics, Richard Meyer and John Malin doing the art, and I know there's going to be like an Ethan Van Sciver cover too.
well, if you did the Indiegogo, that was another stretch goal.
Yeah.
So they hit that mark. So there's an Ethan Van Sciver cover, and then the next stretch goal was the sequel to his first Jawbreakers book, and they hit that
Uh,
goal. And the first Jawbreakers book was done in black and white, and the next stretch goal is you also get the first Jawbreakers book, but they got it recolored and stuff, so you get it in
yeah.
color. So I'm hoping they hit that next one because then it's like 3 books, and then it's like wow, now I'm kind of getting a bargain to get this crowdfunded book. Crowdfunded books are usually overpriced.
Yeah, I mean they're probably usually overpriced, but you got to look at what goes into it, you know? Like they don't have, a big company behind them and it's self-publishing or whatever. So,
Right.
and then if you
But
don't
it's
I
kind
don't
of
know
a
if you're going to
kicker.
hit a
Some of the Kickstarters I've done, and it's like you spend $80 on, and sure, it's a nice hardcover or whatever,
Mhm.
and then it's also a popular creator, and then they pitch it to a publisher because it did well on Kickstarter,
Mhm.
and then it's like, oh, so now I can get the trade for $12.99. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
think
know,
the crowdfunding thing is kind of like I support you and I want you to do good. I don't think it's really about I
It,
mean,
it
it's about getting the product, but it's more about like I support you in what you're doing, and I like what you're doing, and I get it. You need funding for it, and it is expensive to do that as a self-publishing thing. And then if it does get picked up, I get that the initial people are going to be like, really? I understand that a little bit.
oh, I understand it too. And I mean, if I was that mad about it, I wouldn't continue funding
Right?
projects.
Yeah,
You know,
you funded a bunch of them, haven't you,
I've,
over the years? Yeah.
yeah. When I pick up them shells, I'm hoping that none of those got damaged. That I paid
When
a
we when
ton
we
of money for.
finally when we finally get going, we'll be doing a bunch of Kickstarters for all my ideas.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. How I really wanted to novelize our comic book idea.
Oh, geez.
So I wanted to put I want to do it in real short novella. I want to do like a 9 chapter novella, maybe like 100 pages.
Yeah.
I want to do I want to do a backstory, and then the story we told, and then kind of an afterward type story, and each one of those being 3 chapters.
Wow.
Yeah, one of these days I'll do it, and then once it's done and I have it edited and stuff, maybe I'll do a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I should get on writing something. So I guess I'm going to talk about Terrifics. We got a little sidetracked, but whatever. So like this book is I like at the end of the last issue they found out that the characters can't get too far away from each other, or they get like literally get brought back to each other, or in this issue I kind of they clarify is that they're stuck together, and they can't travel uh, more than approximately 1 mile apart from each other without exploding into a flash of dark energy. So they're kind of stuck, and they decide that they're gonna stay at this mansion here where Metamorpho's girlfriend's father is like doing experiments and stuff. So I guess they're gonna stay there, and Mr. Terrific's gonna try to figure out, hey, what's wrong with us? Why are we, maybe it'll dissipate, the dark matter will dissipate after a while, and they would be fine and free to, be apart from each other for longer or farther away from than a mile. But and then Saturn Girl is kind of here, or not Saturn Girl, Phantom Girl is here, and she's not tangible still, and if she becomes tangible and touches something, and it explodes. So she's kind of like, hey, what about me? Are you gonna fix me? And he's like, I'm busy. So it's kind of like Mr. Terrific is kind of like the grumpy Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. But the book has a pretty cool scene in it where there's this big war wheel that the professor guy had developed, and they go to stop it because it's gonna like try to destroy the whole mansion. And Plastic Man and Metamorpho do like this slingshot thing, and instead of calling it the fastball special like they do in the X-Men when Colossus throws Wolverine, they call it the hardball special, and I laughed a little bit at that. But anyway, it's a really good read. If you're missing Fantastic Four and you don't care about Marvel's relaunch of Fantastic Four that's coming in August, I think this is a good book to to read, and I really enjoy it.
All right, so I guess that'll wrap it up for this week. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Johnny Redbeard. Hit subscribe, like. There's a little subscribe thing constantly on our videos now, so it should be down in the bottom right hand corner. Just go ahead and hit that to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you turn on notifications. follow Dave at Second Prince on Twitter. Did you want to say that yourself? I just stepped all over you.
You know, many subscribers in a week and a half not doing a show. So we actually gained one, I think. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The one guy who subscribed.
The one person.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh,
nice if
God.
we could pick up the subscriptions.
Yeah, I mean, we should do a better show. That might be the key. Oh,
All right, another issue
in the bag.